I get this question about 2 to 3 times a week asking if I'd rather have my F82 M4 or my OG F87, and I think I'm ready to give you an answer. I do want to know before we get started that both cars were modified. The F82 M4 had K&W Haas kit, and it was tuned on a stage 1 off-the-shelf tune, pretty simple tune, with the dual clutch transmission. Whereas the F87 that I have is on EMD springs, stage 2 lowest map off-the-shelf tune, but it is a manual. The first thing I want to go over is power. And yes, the S55 does push more horsepower than any 55, currently about 150 more wheel horsepower. But again, I just didn't really care for the extra horsepower, and on top of that, it landed me into some trees. The second thing I wanted to mention is handling. This is why I mentioned that they are on different suspension setups, so y'all don't think they're both stock. But the F82 almost had too much power for back roads, which is where I mainly drive my cars at. And the F87 has just the amount of turn-in and just the amount of power so that it's fun. And let's not forget, driving a manual on back roads is amazing. And since we're talking about transmissions, let's go straight into the DCT versus the manual transmission. For me personally, I like the manual transmission a lot more just because it's more engaging. Not saying the DCT isn't engaging, it's just that doing this is a whole lot more engaging than just clicking a paddle. And for me, it makes up for the lack of horsepower. The next item I want to touch on is comfort and daily drivability. And all I have to say about this topic is this F87 makes the F82 seem like a luxury car. This is by far the worst road trip car I've ever had, but again, personally, I like that. I like a raw car, and I have another car that I daily drive, so it's fine as a weekend car. And let's not forget the sound of the N55 versus the S55. I'll put 2 clips, and you can decide which sounds better. If you haven't caught on yet, then the final answer is the F87. Again, the F82 M4 had 2 major things for me personally that I did like, but I didn't really care for, which is power and luxury. If this car was a daily driver, if I didn't have another car, then I think the M4 would be better fit. But again, this is a weekend car, so I like this a whole lot more than the M4.